Hello all and welcome to my start of the video blog series for Firmament from CYAN Inc. This is something I've been wanting to do for years, being a big fan of CYAN Inc, their missed games, and now Firmament. Played through it last year and I really wanted to do some kind of a video blog series. So here we are in the title screen. And I'm going to start off. Hopefully my video options will serve well through the entire recording for the episodes. The full thing I haven't figured out yet is how to get rid of that mouse cursor, but I don't like using Xbox Recorder because of the audio problems. So here we are using Clipchamp for now. So bear with me. So here we are in this mysterious room next to this coffin-looking thing.
Here we are. Finally, your first breath, and I have taken my last. But who cares, right? There's so much to be done. I'm dead, but you have so much to learn. I once woke up just as you have. A blank mind, a clean canvas. Confused, yes, but I will teach you, just as I was taught. And so, first lesson, you are a keeper.
Who, me?
I was a keeper. We were all keepers. Second lesson. I will lie to you.
Oh, really?
I learned much later that this is the way to keep the rounds. And third lesson, this machine is your adjunct, your tool to learn and to keep the rounds.
Got some
Take it
steampunk
and we
vibes.
will begin.
So there we have it.
The firmament. It is remarkable that we are here.
So here we are in this mysterious Matrix world looking room, waking up in this steampunk looking coffin with some mysterious liquid at the bottom of it. I guess you might have pissed yourself, I don't know. But anyway, you wake up in this mysterious place and here's this big sign that says Firmament. And this mysterious apparition comes to greet you. And oh, what's this? Looks like some kind of survival food and rations. So like rations and baked beans or something. But yeah, here we are looking at everything, trying to figure out what all this machinery is for. It looks like I guess it's mostly meant to control this big contraption in the middle of the room. So it's like, I don't know if the gauges make much sense of anything. Gauges, whatever you want to call them. And then you have, I guess, that's for heat or whatever. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Anyway. Oh, and then you got this table full of anatomy books and stuff, like brain, bones, organs, and surgery and transplant and first aid. And you're starting to wonder, did they just like, am I Frankenstein or something? I don't know. So like it's kind of a little awkward right now because I don't know what happened to me. I'm waking up and I don't know who I am. Oh, look, there's a book here. Personal Maintenance Adjunct. Introduction. As a newly awakened keeper of the Firmament mission, you have been assigned a personal maintenance adjunct, which can be informally referred to as an adjunct. The adjunct is a miracle of modern mechanics and electronics, augmenting the keeper's ability In marvelous ways, your task, while keeping would normally require keys, tools, and extreme strength to both access the control and various aspects of the realm. The adjunct serves as both the key and a tool, and amplifies your abilities. It can access approved areas of the realm, and it can control the equipment and devices, both large and small, that you will use regularly. And it's got steampunk vibes. Sockets. Your adjunct is designed to interface with socket, a receiving component which the adjunct can attach to, given the keeper access to and control. The sockets are ubiquitous in the realm, and although they may appear physically similar to each other, they provide vastly diverse abilities. An adjunct can be propelled to a socket both close and far, provided control from a distance. A communicating leash or tether provides constant control and feedback while your adjunct is socketed. The operation: to operate the adjunct, first place the adjunct gauntlet on your hand. You can then direct and propel the forward element and the desired socket. With the forward element firmly socketed, you can activate and control the equipment. The specific aspect of the equipment are viewed the keeper through a view veil on the gauntlet. Twisting the gauntlet left or right will activate the specific controls available. Some sockets and equipment have more than a single method of operation. You can switch to these additional modes to control them as well. Interesting. So, next page. Augmentations. Starting adjuncts have only basic abilities, but as keepers advance in their training, the adjunct can be augmented with additional capabilities. The augmentations will be provided in the arch as part of the advancement ceremony. Amplified force: adjuncts can apply greater force and torque. Distance extension: adjuncts can be propelled to double the distance. Concatenated socketing: adjuncts can change from one socket to another socket. Display: the adjunct will supply a display when the socket with a specific information about the functionality of the socket. The upgrade status also available at any time on this display. Conclusion: please respect your assigned adjunct. Use it cautiously as to not harm yourself or others. Future augmentations may provide for additional abilities. Your mentor can answer any other questions you may have. Keep the realm for all. Is that some kind of weird face at the bottom there? It looks like a straight face with like beady eyes and a big nose. Okay, so Firmament. Here we are in Firmament. The Matrix Firmament. Something like that. So, here, the first time I played this game, I was always trying to interact with things and being disappointed that I can't interact with things. It was kind of sad for me, but I was still trying to enjoy it at the same time. And there we go. We opened our first door. And what we have here is some kind of a bedroom, I guess. More books about anatomy. Just kind of looking around, checking out all the different details and stuff. So a lot of scientific supplies, it looks like. And more baked beans and rations. More books about anatomy. Let's get out of here. I don't want to bore everybody. And let's explore this world.
It's beautiful, no? The majesty and peace of the ice and stone. I didn't emerge from the threshold here as you did. I woke at this one. My first journey to this realm. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday.
So, very cold looking place. High up in the mountains of some location. Giant icicles everywhere. Frozen riverbeds too. Or waterfalls, rather. So,
You have small stinging all over. It's normal. And your hearing,
sort of.
maybe only the alarms or your own heartbeat. And these effects will cease in time as your body becomes accustomed to the heat. We will have these problems when we emerge from the threshold. You will live, and that is a good thing.
So, you start to see things, mysterious structures coming out of nowhere. But I like to look around the environment and see what's. I mean, there's so much vast terrain down there that you just want to see if you can spot things that you've never seen before. And those big ice blocks, I wonder what they're for. And that huge thing up there.
The
Those
adjunct is making
lights
sense to you?
seem warm and make
If
some kind
not,
of a
no
noise.
worries. It will soon be as natural as your hand. Keep trying. And this one sided prose is strange, is it not? I feel like a performer,
Very.
huh? But this is where we are.
This is where we are. So that's some kind of crane or train with a crane. Crane with a crane.
I had a most wonderful mentor. She taught me of these realms. I will teach you. But then Turner arrived also. And, well, he first taught me beyond these realms. I will teach you that as well. So, this realm is the source of our water,
So trying to figure out
and you will learn what must be done by doing all that we did. and I will help, but I will not hold your hand. It's better to learn by contemplating, failing, hopefully understanding. We thought we understood.
The whole thing, like, about the mentor is I don't know if she's just like a voice in your head of some spirit, or if like you have like some kind of implant they put in you where like there's like a, like a cell phone in your head or something. I don't know. But as you can see, my adjunct has kind of steampunk vibes to it. That's not the official skin for it. I got the mist skin when I got the early version of this game. So it's actually supposed to be a mist themed adjunct in the Firmament game. So I forget what the original one looks like, to be honest. The original one was supposed to be just a floating orb that you threw around and stuff. This attaches to your hand. So I can raise that now that the thing is out of the way. And as you can see, I made a little bridge there. Okay, this might not turn out so much a roleplay as both a commentary and a roleplay at the same time, so that's basically where it's going, I guess. There we go. Well, impressive graphics. I haven't really seen anything yet, but yeah, this game has some pretty impressive graphics. Lighting effects and light and shadow and just the detail of the environment.
Isn't it breathtaking?
And there's
The
that
arches
mysterious
of
arch
the
up there.
firmaments. So inspiring and reassuring. And this path will convey you to the SWAN, where I once lived with my comrades. Go when you like, you can return here.
So it looks like a huge Easter egg, kinda. Well, like the elegant kind that you saw. So I remember when I first played this, the mystery of everything that I didn't understand. Now it's kind of different in my brain. But here we are again, going through it. And here we go, off to the Swan.
You will not be able to witness the wonder of the other realms, but you will transit to the SWAN first.
And again,
Welcome to the SWAN,
the
where
cursor.
we gathered, talked, sang, learned, eat, laughed, shared my memories of this place. So vivid, so wonderful, so peaceful, till it was shattered. Uh, Lies are controlling, but comforting.
So, this is one interesting looking room for sure. Welcome to the Swan. You have earned the honor of resting. You require cycles of rest as all living things. Recharge for your purpose of keeping the realms. Conserve with your comrades. Disport yourself with crafts, music, and frivolity. Find respite in your quarters. Acknowledge the lights of the firmament above, those who now sleep. Yet do not be overly focused on rest. The purpose of the rest is to assist us in fulfilling the keeping with increased energy and renewed vigor. Do not concern yourself with the fatuous dreams during the rest. Dreams are not trustworthy, rational, or measurable. Dreams bring false thoughts from our subconscious that might distract us from the true conscious precipice. You are keeping. Rest is a vital part of keeping. Appreciate the small rests until it is time for your deep sleep. The founders. You are a keeper, is what I meant to say. So, don't know what to think about that. But interesting. And so now I'm starting to look at these other pods that we have here. This is a green looking one. St. Andrew is the name of the place. And the one that we came through, CURIEVAIL. CURIEVAIL, I don't know how to pronounce it. CURIEVAIL, probably. And then there's another one here called Jewelstone. Jewelston. This is red. So we got green, blue, and red. Some very elegant looking furniture. No, that's the same manual that I saw before. And so, the first time I entered this room ever, the ceiling was very hypnotizing, and I spent so many minutes just staring at it, trying to figure out what it's about. But here we are looking at some shelves, very weird looking shelf. Some parts, some gears and tools and blueprints for things. I guess blueprints for what this big machine is. And another thing that you wish you could interact with, but looks like doesn't have a record on it anyway. So just kind of sitting there for looks. So it's some kind of a mapping. I don't know. Art supplies, sculpting supplies. I don't know what that crumpled up box or whatever is on the edge there. Wonder whose face that's supposed to be. this more human bone stuff. Surgery, human anatomy. And these blue lights, I wonder what they mean. I still don't know what they are.
Time heals
Hmm.
all wounds.
What a
I recently
mess.
learned of that saying. Seems like a tonalization when the wounds of the seed are so fresh. I recently learned of that word. But indeed, time in the threshold heals all wounds. What mixed emotions I have about that.
So it seemed like there was some commotion in this room at some point. That syringe, whatever it was for, I don't know. Hmm.
This is the threshold where we cross from wake to sleep, from sleep to wake. I put them all to sleep. It was very difficult.
So we have Adela, Sophia, Josephine, Amalia, Margaret, Rosa, Mary, Maria, Martha, Gertrude, Jacques, William, Boris, Antoine, Lucas, Laszlo, Andrea, Luis, something, Samuel. I can't read that other one though. So continuing our exploration of all the corners we can think of looking. You know, I don't know if anybody's played Uru Live before, but sometimes the exploration kind of feels like that. Like you see these areas that you can see in the distance, but you can't really reach them sometimes. But that's just how it is sometimes with this. Hmm, some beautiful flowers. And what an interesting looking hallway.
The only difference between a heresy and the truth is time. I wonder, do you agree?
So I saw one door that was open, just kind of looking at the numbers. And I'm pretty sure this room is room number 10 or 207. 007 rather. So, hmm, we got some posters and stuff on the wall here. Firmament. We answer, we know, we keep. Keepers together, our answers will provide. The firmament will prevail, keepers together. Maintain the firmament, keep that weird eye. Somebody's looking at you. Wonder what that. To the ends of the firmament, there is nothing we do not know. There's like 3D glasses, red and blue. What happened with that bed? So, the Keeper's Poem. Observe the firmament above, our waking lights shine bright. Our comrades in the tapestry, a wondrous, restful sight. The lights, the lights, the lights of wake, alive above our head. The dark, the dark, the dark of sleep. Deep sleep we do not dread. The vault is ours to contemplate, a canvas of our lights, an ever coruscating web, the hallmark of our nights. There's an illustration of that big orb globe thingy. The lights, the lights, the lights of wake, the keeping mission brinds. The dark, the dark, the dark of sleep, the threshold clears our minds. The firmament, we know our tasks, the realm promised to keep. We pledge our waking hours to these until the time to sleep. The lights, the lights, the lights of wake, the realm are soared up or adored. The dark, the dark, the dark of sleep, we sleep to be restored. Some day the realm shall be fulfilled, arrivers shall draw nigh, they shall awaken the embrace, our destiny supply. The Keeper's Parable. In another realm that we cannot reach, there were other keepers who lived and worked together in happiness and harmony. The keepers contributed to the firmament mission and to the common good, and they shared happily the fruits of their labor. One day the keeper awoke from the deep sleep with a new idea, a different idea, a troublesome idea. The troublesome keeper decided that there could be a different way to doing things, a way he called more. The troublesome keeper tried to convince the other keepers that they work for their own benefit rather than for the good of all. The troublesome keeper said that all could accumulate more and having more could make them happier. They gotta get a compass over there on the left in the illustration. With what I can't really make out what that is thing behind it. At first, the keepers were skeptical, like all keepers before. They lived with reason and measurement, and they knew such ways of more seemed against reason and measurement. They asked where more would come from and how long it could continue. The troublesome keeper provided ridiculous answers, claiming that more could come from everywhere and would last forever. They laughed, but the troublesome keeper persisted. The persistence of a troublesome keeper wore down their thoughts of reason and measurement, and they became tempted by the promise of more. Gradually, the keeper embraced the idea of more. Their focus changed from keeping the realm to collecting the more. This seemed to make them happy at first. And as time went on, they became consumed by more, and the realm began to suffer. The machinery began to break, the crops began to die, the animals became ill, the water became tainted, the air became putrid, and the keepers also began to suffer. So where some were sick, some were hale, some were hungry, and some were fat, and some were thirsty, and some were bathed, and some had none, and some had more. And those who had more began to look down on those who had less and none. And though such things were possible with reasonable keepers, the realm and these keepers were dying. So that's pretty deep, man. Who wrote this? Did I read it? I don't even know who I am still. Anyway, in the midst of the chaos, a wise keeper remembered the faithful ways of keeping. The wise keeper spoke and mentored about the faithful ways of keeping the realm, healing and feeding the watering and caring for all, as comrades with more but with roots for all to share. The wise keeper reminded them that there was true way of reasonable and measured happiness, a happiness that could last and would be for all, and the faithful way of the keeping would ensure the mission of the keeping their realm and keeping each other could be sustained. The keepers of the realm were able to overcome the forces of more and return to the faithful ways of keeping. They learned to let go of the destructive thoughts of more and embrace the mission of keeping the realm and keeping each other, and all the keepers once again lived and worked together in happiness and harmony. Do not be swayed from the faithful ways of keeping. Strive to be a wise keeper. So, there you go. That's kind of like the introduction to what this whole story is about. But who are these keepers and what are they here for and what are they doing and what are they keeping? And is it all just a big puzzle or a game? Well, it is literally, but anyway. I wonder what that big pipe in the middle goes to. It's probably just a structural thing. So, yeah, the first time I ever played this, I was so hypnotized by this ceiling. I was just standing there staring at the lights, trying to make sense of it, like if it actually had kind of sense, like following the blue lights. What did those blue lights mean? I mean, I thought maybe I was going to get something from looking at it, but we're going to head back to CURIEVAIL and get fun.
What were
Don't
we
forget your
before
winter
we were
wear.
awakened? We were not allowed to ask. The pub always amazed me, magically bridging the gap to its distant dwellers.
So, I wonder what all those hypnotizing lights outside the windows are. If it's like actually going through a warp. But here we are. CURIEVAIL. So, that interesting building down there, we don't really know what it is yet, or what the arch is meant for. I should start talking like I rather than we. I'm so used to talking like I'm talking to my blogging community. So anyway, it's a habit. It's hard to break it sometimes. You just kind of talk like you're talking to people sometimes. I sort of am in a way. And this is kind of one of those games where if you were in this situation, you probably wouldn't be talking all the time like I am right now. You're just kind of like wandering around, taking in the environment. Well, that's what I was like when I was playing the first time by myself. I just maybe it helps add a little bit of enjoyment to the experience hearing a voice talk though, I guess. So there's that big ice block that we lifted earlier with some kind of a train car at the top. And I was thinking I was going to get over that, but it opened it again, so it didn't work out so well. So you can, the way these machines are built, you got to be careful. That's the way it is with steampunk. Steampunk machinery, you really have to be careful with steampunk machinery. It looks like it could really hurt you if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I remember those stories about how it was back when people were making steam trains and stuff. Crazy stuff. They understand. See, like those moving gears right there, like, yeah, and they're wide in the open right there. You gotta be careful with these kind of machines. Well, this is kind of a factory, I guess. So, let's see here. There's a little lip down there on the cliffside that I have to somehow get the ice block around. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Yep, so here we are. First stop, some kind of cliffside cave. And got that big door open. So that's some kind of station over there. And it obviously will lead down to whatever that area is down there. You can see the tracks clearly. But this was confusing at first, like trying to figure out what this whole part down here was for.
I am sorry for the state of disrepair. I performed all the duties of all the keepers for so many years. Alone. Except for my loyal adjunct. Your adjunct requires the augmentation in each arch. Find your way to all of them.
So obviously we're trying to take the ice blocks to this location here. And it looks like some kind of a hatch. So this is a water refinery factory or something. And these are ice blocks, so obviously the object is to get it there and bring it somewhere else. But you're trying to figure out what all the switches and machines are for at the same time. And like the proper order to do things. So I realized I had to raise the ice block a little bit to be able to get it over the platform, so that's what I'm doing. And you can only do it from that control for some reason, rather than the one that's right on the car, which is weird. Okay, so now I should be able to get all the way to the end there. And here we are. End of the end of track. Oh, but I think we forgot to do something. I'm trying to reach at some of these switches here. No, if it's red, you can't reach it. It has to be green. I don't have my extended adjunct yet. So I realized I got ahead of myself and I have to backtrack a little bit. So there we are. But I forgot. Oh, there's a little bit of a graphic glitch there. My adjunct somehow floated to the left. That was the first time I ever saw that happen. Maybe it was trying to be like it was originally, when it was like a big orb in the original development of the game. It's like, I want to go back to the way I was. No, you're part of my hand now. So the thing I was trying to do here is there's a lower platform on the cliff side, and we're making this into a bridge again. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Although obviously this path was kind of man-made, it looks like, carved out of the cliffside in a way. That doesn't look natural to me. It might be, but maybe I don't know. It looks like it was probably carved out. So I still got to move it around a little bit. And the train is 2, so there's another one somewhere. I wonder if that's... Okay, so here we go. I should be able to cross now. Kind of like the earlier puzzle. See, I can notice there's a little lag, and the Xbox recorder seems to do smoother videos, but it does bad audio. And this one does slightly choppier video, but better audio. So it's kind of like you win some, you lose some, either way you do it. So I like better audio, to be honest. You would go crazy if you were hearing crackling and static the whole time I was recording this. Over the ice, over the chute, whatever you want to call it. Now Oh, this must be the switch to open it. So let's take a peek down inside the chute and see what it's all about. Looks like a mining chute for sure. Heavily industrialized mining chute. I wonder if the ice blocks ever get so big that they can't fit through there. They get stuck and they have to get like some crew down there with ice picks or something. That seems like a dangerous job to have. Or they just let like, I mean, I wonder how it would go if that happened. Like it turns the wrong way and it gets stuck on the sides. Dang it! That would be bad for the puzzle, especially. Then you wouldn't be able to advance through the game. Okay, so we're getting ready for a train ride pretty soon.
I wish I could speak to you. Do you know who you are? What your story is? Your story is you.
So, like I said, I have amnesia. I don't know who I am. That's what the story's about. And I'm trying to relearn who I am, I guess. At first, I thought I was Frankenstein based on what kind of room I woke up in. The thing is, I haven't seen myself, so I don't know what I look like. If I do look like Frankenstein, it wouldn't be a surprise. Or I could be a robot. For all I know, I could be a robot. With the mind of a human or something. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm a robot with the mind of a human. That's been in a lot of science fiction stories, hasn't it? Alright, so we got another elevator. Games like this love elevators. Elevators are everywhere. Wonder how many times people have pinched their fingers in those machines. They should have like warning signs. Don't place your fingers there. You get pinched off. So, there's some kind of frozen over lake area here in the middle of this lower zone. And there's the arch from below. And the building, mysterious building underneath it. And then this monolith or whatever it is in the middle. The most mysterious part is the connection between the two. Why is it underneath that? Why is that above that?
How is it I could stare at this spire for my whole life and never wonder what was below? because the box of the story we were told comforted and constrained us. The spire is important. You will return here to completely awaken the embrace.
So that's what I'll do, I guess. Oh, well, that's pretty much the end of this episode. I think I'm just gonna look off into the horizon over in this corner, and then we'll see you on the next episode. And we'll head over to that building somehow eventually. And well, there's basically a big factory environment here, so it's pretty interesting. Well, see you all later.